The Great Forest Race. In the heart of a lush green forest, all the animals were buzzing with excitement. It was the day of the Great Forest Race, an event held once a year where animals from all around the forest would compete in a race to the top of Misty Hill. This year, the lineup was full of exciting competitors. There was Rory the rabbit, known for his incredible speed, Tina the tortoise, always calm and steady, Felix the fox, clever and quick, and Ellie the elephant, strong and kind-hearted. As the animals gathered at the starting line, Rory couldn't help but brag. "I'm the fastest animal in the forest. I'll be at the top of Misty Hill in no time. There's no way any of you can beat me." Felix the fox smirked. "We'll see about that, Rory. Speed isn't everything, you know." Tina the tortoise smiled quietly, and Ellie the elephant flapped her big ears, looking forward to the fun. Boom! Went the loud drum, signaling the start of the race. Off they went. Rory shot ahead in a blur, zooming down the path faster than anyone could see. "I've got this in the bag," he said to himself, running so fast he barely noticed the other animals. Behind him, Felix the fox was dashing along, weaving through the trees. "I may not be as fast as Rory, but I know this forest like the back of my paw," he whispered, taking a clever shortcut. Ellie the elephant wasn't the fastest, but she had big, powerful legs that carried her steadily forward. She waved her trunk at the animals she passed, always kind, even in the middle of a race. Meanwhile, Tina the tortoise took things slow and steady, just as she always did. Her tiny legs moved one step at a time, but she wasn't worried. "I may be slow, but I never give up," Tina said with a determined smile. Up ahead, Rory the rabbit was already halfway up Misty Hill when he saw a big, shady tree. "I'm way ahead," he thought with a grin. "I can afford a quick nap." So he plopped down under the tree and closed his eyes, dreaming of victory. Back on the race path, Felix had caught up, using his clever shortcut. He zoomed past Rory, who was snoring under the tree. "Never underestimate the power of a smart plan," Felix said as he raced on. Ellie the elephant was next to pass Rory. She gave a little toot of her trunk as she lumbered by, but Rory didn't wake up. She smiled kindly and kept going, her big feet leaving gentle footprints on the path. Finally, Tina the tortoise arrived at the tree where Rory was sleeping. She looked up at the hill and then down at Rory, shaking her head with a chuckle. "Speed isn't everything," she whispered, and continued her slow but steady climb up the hill. As the race neared its end, Felix the fox was getting close to the top of Misty Hill, his eyes on the finish line. But just as he was about to reach it, he tripped over a rock and tumbled down, losing his chance to win. Ellie the elephant was strong, but the hill became too steep for her big feet. "Oh well," she said with a cheerful grin. "I'll get them next year." And so little Tina the tortoise, moving slowly and steadily, passed them all. With one final determined step, she crossed the finish line at the top of Misty Hill. The crowd of animals at the top cheered wildly. "Tina, Tina, Tina," they shouted. Rory the rabbit finally woke up from his nap and ran to the top, only to see Tina wearing the winner's crown. His mouth dropped open. But how?" he stammered. Tina smiled kindly. "You see, Rory, it's not always about being the fastest. Sometimes it's about taking your time and never giving up." Felix the fox nodded, rubbing his sore paw. "And it helps to have a plan, but sometimes things don't go as expected." Ellie the elephant trumpeted with joy. "And remember, no matter how you finish, it's important to have fun and be kind along the way." Rory hung his head for a moment, but then he smiled. "You're right, Tina. Next year I'll focus on the journey, not just the win." And from that day on, the animals in the forest remembered Tina's lesson. The Great Forest Race wasn't just about speed. It was about heart, determination, and always enjoying the adventure. The end.